Good morning.
Morning, guys. Welcome to WRME Live. I am Christine. I am the office manager and fill-in for Carl, although I don't quite have the broad shoulders. And this is the ever so wonderful Aaron Burns. And the audience goes, ah.
You're like the fill-in for either one of us. Like, when one or the other is out, you get Christy.
I'm not sure if that's your preference, but I'm always here when needed. That should be for any realtor in any situation. If you need us, give us a holler, and we'll figure out how to take care of you as best we can. We tend to be flexible, or at least try to be flexible, and that's one of the reasons we love our job. It's nice that, for instance, I take Fridays off. Anything that is a lead, I refer it out, because Friday I have both kids, and I'd rather my clients be taken care of than be left in the air. So I call Aaron, I call Robert, I call one of our other agents and be like, hey, this person wants to see a house. It's on your side of town. Would you mind showing to it? What time works best for you? Or how can I connect you guys? Because it's more about taking care of the client than taking care of me. I'd rather take care of my kids and make sure my client's taken care of than frazzling everyone out trying to find a sitter, trying to keep it. It's just not worth it to hold it close to my chest and go, mine. Because I don't believe that's how this industry should be. It should be about taking care of each other and taking care of the client and making sure the transaction goes through.
Yes.
We have a good morning from Carl from beautiful South Robinson in Oklahoma City. That's actually just south of I-40, south of the Scissortail Bridge. He's been working on a big commercial project there. Hi, Carl.
That's over where they're doing the nice big park and all that.
Is the name of the park Scissortail?
It's Scissortail. Yep.
Okay, they could have been a little bit more original. Scissortail Bridge, Scissortail Park. I think we have other birds.
But that's not the state bird. That's the state bird.
We could have gone with the state flower. I mean, we could have gone with the state drink, which is milk.
What is the state flower?
Mistletoe.
Is it?
Last I knew, mistletoe was one of the state flowers.
Shows you how much I know.
Nowadays, there's different types. There's like the state's natural flower. There's the state's. I learned this one. What's the state beverage? I said it earlier.
I heard you, so I'll be quiet.
It's milk. Seriously. And if you ever look up the meals, like what's Oklahoma's official meal, holy goodness, it's like 13 different items. Just look it up, man. You'll be like, you're gonna roll away from the table.
So we're all gonna be Googling right after the show.
What am I supposed to eat in Oklahoma? Milk? That would be. It should be sweet tea, but I can kind of get it. We have Brahms to the south of Mustang. That's a herd of cows. You can hear them from my parents' house. You're like, look, cows. But sorry, I digress. But it's important to take care of your clients, and it's also kind of handy to know what's around you as both a realtor and a client. You gotta want to know what you want to be near and whatnot. As you can tell, we're shooting it from the hip, but we're trying.
No, it's okay. Like construction, here lately you see a lot of dirt work no matter where you're going and things being constructed, whether it's a housing or a shopping center or something. Some people don't want to be right next to a shopping center, or somebody wants to be close to a Walmart or a shopping center or a grocery store. So that helps kind of to know what's being developed around, or they don't want a neighborhood right behind their half-acre lot, so...
And things change. And as a client, as a realtor, we try and stay ahead of these things as best we can, but it's very important for you as a client or a possible customer or even in other small businesses out there to kind of know what's going on in the area. The best example I can think of right now is in Mustang, in Old Town Mustang, which is south of 152 near Mustang Road near the schools are adding more and more. And I'm noticing more and more houses going up for sale because they like the school being close, but now it's getting too close.
Right.
And so they're starting to put their houses up for sale because someone else is going to love it. I can name a couple houses they moved specifically because they wanted their kids to be able to walk to school, or they'd be able to park their car at their house, walk over, pick up their kids. They have their reasons for it, or they just want to be able to be close to a relative or a particular thing. So for them, it's not a big deal because their important thing is Nana 3 doors down. And a good thing to weigh and be aware of, and both as a client figuring out when you want to live, and you might, if you're seriously concerned about certain things, for instance, the school. You might even see what the school board is planning or what the school has on the planning commission.
Yes.
Because the house in Old Town, for example, that I know of, they bought the house because they liked it was quiet, it was close enough to the schools, but not too close. And now the school's moving in, and it's too close for them. They didn't think to research, and they kind of had an idea it was coming, but they didn't realize it was going to be in the next 3 years. And so they bought a house, and now they're going to be moving to a different one because it's too close for them. And that's fine, but maybe a little bit of research and reading your local paper or contacting the planning commission and asking some basic questions, because not only is the school getting closer, the road's getting wider, so people's yards are getting smaller, and they're like, I'm good.
And sometimes there's no way to know stuff in advance. Like, there was no way for them to know that 3 years down the road would be widened, or the school was going to expand that quickly. I mean, sometimes you never know. It's a field 5-7 years later, it's being developed. People sold it. We can't guarantee or know what's foreseeable in the future. If there's nothing on the books with the planning commission or whatever, there's no way, even if we go in or you call or we call,
there's nothing finite.
It's just empty land. It's not been sold, nothing's been requested, so.
And then there's the rumor mill. Like, we've known about this road expansion, I want to say like 7 years, and we're all like, yeah, it's going to expand eventually. And now it's happening, and we're like, oh, it's happening. Okay, we'll have to adjust.
But still, that's 7 years for the rumor mill. I mean, it still could have been, and yeah, the turnpike is coming up quickly, and that was an adjustment, but it will be good. I was talking to someone the other day, and they're like, so is it really going to 152? And I was like, yeah, it's connecting down here. And they're like, oh, that's going to be awesome. I was like, yes.
Change is going to happen no matter what you do.
Yes.
No matter how much control you have of the situation, because there's always going to be a variable you have no control over. Weather is a primary one. I know of a client that bought a house, their dream house, they're going to live there forever. Tornado fixed that. They got a brand new house, and then he got transferred to Hawaii. Okay, apparently they're not living there forever. And so they had their caveats there. They understood that if certain things changed, they're just going to move. They personally had their parameters and were okay with that. They wanted to live there the rest of their days, but unforeseen things occurred. They went, okay, and then a heck of a job offer came. It just made sense based on their personal parameters to go, okay, despite what we were hoping for, it's time to change.
Yes. And yes, some is bad, but mostly good. Yes, some change stinks, to put it nicely. It just
Every example I can think of is...
Yeah, and sometimes it's good, though. Most of the time, it's for the better, hopefully, rather than the sad.
Like the turnpike. Some people had to move, but they got paid very well to move. Some people don't want it so close to their house.
I was hoping they'd buy me out, but I didn't get that lucky.
And it's... Everyone's got different parameters. And for some people, like, oh, the turnpike's going to be right there. That's fabulous. That takes 10 minutes off my commute. Other people are like, it's right there. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to see that, even if I only see it when I'm leaving my neighborhood. So,
see, when we moved to where we're at for the convenience. I have to drive to Tulsa a lot, so easy access to the turnpike, highway, this, that. Now we're getting to the point where we don't need all that quick access all the time, so we're looking to...
move a little bit further away.
Our surroundings, yeah. So that's good too. It accommodated us for what we needed then, but now we're able to change. And we're able to be picky this time.
Ooh.
I know. So it takes a little bit longer, but it's nice when you get to that point where you're like, okay, this is where I'm going to be at. This is where I want to be. So I want to be picky about where I'm going and what I'm going to have.
And if I understand your particular situation correctly, you're also not in near a rush. You have your parameters.
Right.
And if you happen to find those parameters in the next 2 months, wonderful. But you probably, I'm betting you understand it's going to be probably a few years because it's the one. And they're going to live there until something notable makes them change. And they'll adapt and they'll have their criteria limitations.
But we're looking at it as in this is our house that we're going to have till... we can't take care of ourselves anymore.
Woohoo! Assisted living center! It better be near Chick-fil-A because I'm going to walker my butt to a Chick-fil-A in my assisted living center.
But it's fine for you, anybody, get what you need now and understand that later on you can change
Change is coming.
Yes.
We don't have control over everything. And it's good that even if it's back in your mind, you have it ready. I like to joke about these zombie apocalypse preppers.
Right.
But all that planning for that one thing means when the tornado hits their neighborhood, they have a plan.
Yep.
Or you don't have to be quite the zombie apocalypse prepped, but if you have just the basic parameters of, I like living in this neighborhood, but if my kids move to Texas, I'm going to move to Texas, no matter how much I love this house.
You're right.
And just keep those little things in the back of your head so that way when it comes, you're not like, what am I going to do? You know, they moved to Hawaii. I'm going to find a way to move to Hawaii, or I'm going to find a job that allows me to afford to fly and see them every other month. It's whatever's important to you, whatever your priorities are. And it's just a healthy thing to kind of have in the back of your head going, okay, house gets hit by a tornado, my husband gets transferred, what ifs. In almost any situation, it's good to have a what if kind of, everything I can think of is an Excel sheet explanation, so I'm just going to say like a tree. So that if something happens here, I go this way or branch off. We have been talking for 10 minutes.
Just about, yep.
Okay, before we go, I'm going to keep this quick, which I know it's hard.
Yes, enjoy.
You know it's hard for me. We're going to try and do a couple of on-location spots this summer to kind of show off how amazing our city and our state is. So if you guys can think of anything that is worth, well, there's tons of things worth it, but something that might be on a Friday that we can go and sneak out and kind of...
Within reason.
Within
Don't
reason.
make us get up at 5 o'clock in the morning to drive something.
I love you, Alva, but you're a long drive on a Friday morning. And so... events, festivals within a reasonable radius of Oklahoma City where we don't have to go there the night before so I'm not exhausted with little buggies all the way down to my chin. We would love to try it out. So please let us know. Comments, or you can email us at WRME live.
No, just WRME.
WRME at mainedge.com. I'll get there. Okay. It was wonderful talking to you guys. Sorry for the rambling. It's just how I am. In the meantime, have a great week, and we'll see you next week, maybe on location if we're lucky. In the meantime, this is Weichert Realtors Main Edge, where we do real life, real world real estate every day. Have a good one.
Bye, guys.